The chilling facts behind the Candyman legend. The legend of Candyman is a spine-tingling tale that has haunted many for decades. It tells of a terrifying figure who appears when his name is spoken 5 times in front of a mirror. But where did this eerie story come from, and why does it continue to scare people? Let's uncover the dark and creepy facts behind the legend of Candyman and see why his tale remains so frightening. 1. The origins of the Candyman legend. The story of Candyman began with the 1992 horror film Candyman, which was based on a short story called The Forbidden by Clive Barker. The movie tells the story of a vengeful ghost named Daniel Robitaille, also known as Candyman, who was a talented artist and the son of a former slave. He was brutally murdered by a mob for falling in love with a white woman in the late 1800s. Candyman's hand was cut off, and he was covered in honey, which attracted bees that stung him to death. Before he died, he was able to transfer his spirit into a mirror, vowing to take revenge on anyone who dared to summon him. This tragic and horrifying backstory set the stage for the legend of Candyman as we know it today. 2. The summoning ritual. The most well-known part of the Candyman legend is the ritual to summon him. According to the story, if you stand in front of a mirror and say, "Candyman," 5 times, he will appear behind you. He is often described as a tall man with a hook for a hand, covered in bees, and ready to strike anyone who calls his name. This ritual is similar to other mirror-based legends like Bloody Mary. The idea of summoning a ghostly figure from another world through a mirror is both thrilling and terrifying, and many people have tried it to see if Candyman will really appear. Number 3. The real-life inspirations. The story of Candyman might be based on several real-life events and folklore. One inspiration is the urban legend of a man who hides in bathrooms and attacks people. This story has been told in various forms, and the idea of a menacing figure lurking in mirrors adds to the fear. Another possible influence is the tragic history of racial violence in the United States. Candyman's story highlights the brutal treatment of African Americans in the past, and his revenge can be seen as a way to address the injustices he suffered. The combination of these elements makes the legend of Candyman deeply unsettling and impactful. 4. The haunted Cabrini Green Housing Project. The movie Candyman is set in the Cabrini Green Housing Project in Chicago, a place that was known for its high crime rates and dangerous living conditions. This real-life setting added to the film's eerie atmosphere and made the story feel more believable and frightening. Cabrini Green was infamous for its poverty, violence, and ghost stories. Many residents reported strange noises, unexplained events, and even sightings of ghostly figures. The connection between the Candyman legend and this haunted location made the story even scarier and more rooted in reality. 5. The power of mirrors. Mirrors have always been seen as magical and mysterious objects. In many cultures, they are believed to be portals to other worlds or ways to see into the future. The idea that a ghostly figure like Candyman can be summoned through a mirror taps into these deep-seated fears and beliefs. The mirror ritual in the Candyman legend plays on the fear of the unknown and the power of suggestion. When you look into a mirror and call Candyman's name, your mind can start to play tricks on you, making you see things that aren't really there. This psychological aspect makes the legend even more chilling. 6. The symbolism of Candyman. Candyman's character is filled with symbolism. His tragic backstory as an artist who was brutally murdered because of his love for a white woman reflects the horrors of racism and the pain of forbidden love. His connection to bees, which symbolize both creation and destruction, adds to his complex and terrifying nature. The hook that replaces Candyman's hand is a symbol of both his brutal death and his desire for revenge. It also makes him a uniquely scary figure, blending elements of a ghost, a monster, and a vengeful spirit. This combination of symbols and themes makes Candyman a deeply disturbing and unforgettable character. 7. The scary impact of the film. The Candyman film had a significant impact on horror fans and pop culture. It introduced a new and terrifying villain who stood out from other horror movie characters. Candyman's haunting presence and tragic story made him a unique and memorable figure in the world of scary stories. The film's success led to sequels and a remake in 2021, which brought the legend of Candyman to a new generation. The continued popularity of Candyman shows how powerful and enduring the story is, and how it continues to frighten and fascinate audiences. Number 8, the influence of urban legends. The Candyman legend is part of a long tradition of urban legends, scary stories that are passed down and shared within communities. These tales often reflect our deepest fears and anxieties, and they evolve over time to stay relevant and scary. Urban legends like Candyman's story show how powerful storytelling can be. They teach us about our culture, our fears, and the things that scare us the most. The legend of Candyman is a perfect example of how a scary story can capture our imaginations and continue to haunt us for years to come. Number 9, facing the fear. Even though the Candyman legend is terrifying, it's also a way for us to face our fears and explore the unknown. Trying the mirror ritual or watching the movie can be a thrilling experience, and it allows us to test our bravery in a safe way. Scary stories like Candyman's tale help us understand and cope with our fears. They remind us that it's okay to be scared sometimes, and that facing our fears can be an adventure. The legend of Candyman is a powerful reminder of how scary stories can both terrify and entertain us. 10. The magic of scary stories. The legend of Candyman is just one of many scary stories that have been passed down through generations. These tales help us explore the unknown, face our fears, and understand the world around us. Whether you believe in Candyman or not, his story is a reminder of the magic and power of scary stories. Scary stories like the tale of Candyman show us the dark side of our imaginations and the things that frighten us the most. They bring us together, spark our curiosity, and give us a thrill. So the next time you hear a spooky story, remember the magic it holds and the adventure of facing your fears.